Guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new, thank you so much for coming, and if you are an old subscriber or if this is not your first time watching my videos, thank you so much for coming back. First of all, I apologize for the inconsistency. I just started and I can barely keep up, and that's because I really plan to do a series on moving to Korea, living in Korea, and for some time now, because of COVID, Korea has been on a lockdown. We are not locked down in here, but outside there are so many restrictions to come in. So I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I should keep uploading, or I don't know. It would just be, it would not be relatable if nobody is able to come in. But as of the 1st of November, a lot of those restrictions have been lifted. So I just thought I should continue with this series, just in case you are lucky to get a visa, because I think as from the 1st, we had a curfew up till 10 p.m. Everywhere is closed, but now from the 1st it was lifted. So we are living with COVID. They call it living with COVID. So I hope that now recording all of this can be useful only if people are able to come in. So today I wanted to continue with the series. Last time I talked about getting a visa, a student visa, getting a student visa to come to Korea. So I'm going to talk about the new user guide, like a guide if you are new, how to cope in Korea as a newcomer. So today I'm going to be talking about like a tiny user guide to when you get to Korea, how to cope. You know, coming to a new country where it's your first time, maybe you have people or maybe not, it's really hard to navigate. So I'm going to make a little list of things. I wrote some things here, like things that can help you to easily get into the system. So let's get started. So you're in Korea already and you need to start living that Korean life. You need to get into the system. The first thing, which is not so much as the first thing, but it's the first thing, but it's not really important, is to get a Korean phone. Korean phones are really affordable, because when you get a Korean phone, it adapts with everything. But the most of the times, the phones we bring from Africa, once you update them to the Korean system, they just run mad. I don't know. I don't know why that happens, but most of the times when you update to the Korean system with your phone from Cameroon, from Africa, everything slows down. So it's affordable. Phones are really cheap in Korea. I think we have the cheapest phones in Korea, the best phones. So when you get a Korean phone, the first app that you have to install is a Google Translate app. The Google Translate app is very important because in Korea, Koreans don't speak English. They don't speak English. And if you want to get a Korean's attention, once you say hello, the next thing that you should show them or ask them should be in Korean. So even Koreans who do speak English, even those who do speak English, they don't want to be bothered with you asking them for things, so that and Google Translate does a great job because it translates images, it translates audio. You could speak for the translation, you could let them speak for the translation, and you could just the image, you could, if you want to translate some, maybe like a sign, it does a great job with that. And the second app that you're going to need is the Google Maps, because Google Maps it tells you from point A to where you're going to, all the way. It's live. It tells you which bus to take, which train to take, how long, where to go, you know. So the second app that you need is a Google Maps. If you don't get Google Maps, you can get a Kakao Map. In Korea, everything in Korea has a K, like K-pop, K-beauty, Kakao Map, Kakao Taxi. Our WhatsApp is even called Kakao Talk. So you get a Kakao Map, it's easier. For me, it's easier to navigate with Kakao Map than Google Map. So you get a Google Map or the Kakao Map, it's live. It tells you where you have to go, like from one point to the next, where you need to go, the next train, where to stop, all of that. And then the third app that you really need is the Kakao Talk. Kakao Talk is like our own WhatsApp. except Kakao Talk it's an extended, it's like a website, it's like a shop. A lot of employers use Kakao Talk, a lot of school groups, or in fact Kakao Talk, it's the WhatsApp of Korea, so you need to get a Kakao Talk. And then international calls is cheaper with an app. It's called Mango. Personally, it's cheaper for me with the app Mango, and it's convenient because you can always recharge it in any convenience store. You can always recharge it in the 7-Eleven or the CU, and it's cheaper. But if you don't want to go with the app, you can always buy a card. We have so many cards for international calls and different rates. So then the next thing that you need is a bus card. The bus card is just like a transportation, I don't know, it's the bus card is essential because you need the bus card. The bus card is the same as a train. And when I came, what I didn't know was that a bus card transfers. Like if you were leaving A to B and then you need to get off the bus into the train, it's transferable. They won't take anything. It's the same fee, the same charge that you left from the bus to the train. It's the same charge. I didn't know that. So when I just came to Korea, what I would do is, because I felt like I don't want to waste this much money if I'm just walk this distance. I didn't know that it was transferable. So sometimes I just come and get off. If I need to change the bus, I decide to walk because I felt like, okay, so I have to pay again just to get home. So I didn't know that. Now you know. And then so another thing to note is how to use the bus and the train. It's really easy. Once you get into the bus, you need to there's a button where you have to press to make the driver know that you're going out at this stop. The bus doesn't just stop at random. There are bus stops where if it's maybe closer to you, you need to press the button to notify the driver where you're stopping. And when it comes to the train, it can be complicated at some points. There are some cities where you get so many different exchanges, like different trains. You can get confused. But that time when you get confused, always ask somebody, like, I'm going to always know your destination train. If you're using the trains here are in colors, so if you are using the blue green line, you just need to know where you're going to. Somebody will help you. There are some stops where it's so complicated that you can get lost in the subway. And it's just easy to know that when you were going, if you were on the left side, just know that when you'll be coming back, you need to go to the right side. And the exits matter a lot because you need to know which exit you have to take, and you need to know which exit you have to go into. So at that point, once you can always ask. The people in the subway are really, really nicer than the people out in the streets. The people in the subway are always nice and ready to help you, like, navigate where you're going to. And that's it. And then to get your hair done too, there are so many hairdressers, like the African hair, whatever style you need. There are so many girls who do hair these days. I'll take you one day. I'll take you when I'm going to do my hair. There are so many different people. You know, you can just ask who is best at this, who's best at this. You can always get your hair done. And for the guys, before most guys still prefer to go to Koreans to barb their hair, but to cut their hair. But we also have many African barbers now, so you can always get your hair cut. But for now, I think, I'm not trying to advertise, but okay, just if you want to know where to barb your hair, you can always inbox me and I'll tell you where to the best barber in Korea. And so the guys, you can always barb your hair. You have where you can cut your hair, and the girls, you have where you can always do your hair. Korean style, the fashion, everything is different from ours, but most of the time we just make do with Zara and H&M for clothes. Car markets, we have like peanuts. There are things that you can identify. And then when it comes to African food, you don't need to bring everything from Africa to Korea. We have so many people selling African foods in Korea. The African food in Korea is even more than the one found in Africa. So you have that covered. You just need money to buy. For beauty, just in case you don't see what you need in the beauty supply store, another place to buy is iHelp. iHelp has everything, like makeup for our skin color or our body lotion, everything. Like iHelp does a great job with all of that. And then the next thing that you need is a bank card. once you finish with the immigration, you get your ID card and all of that. You need a bank card, because without a bank card it's really hard for you to, it's difficult. You need a bank card to get, maybe if you get a job. We'll talk about the job part on a different day, because it's a little bit technical for students to get jobs and have their salary sent direct into their account. But you need the bank card just to shop around, carry your money in the card. It's easier. And sometimes the bank card serves as the bus card. My bank card is my bus card, so it's easy. Then once you have your ID card and everything from the immigration, the next thing you need to get is medical insurance. With medical insurance, they cover I think 80% of your bills. So if you are really sick and you go to the hospital, Korean hospital bills are really expensive. Their medical bills are so expensive that without the medical insurance, you just end up spending all of your money in the hospital if you get sick a lot. But usually most people don't get sick a lot in Korea. I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the jobs, when you work you are healthier and they don't have that bad food and all of that. But when you get sick a lot, your best bet is to have a medical insurance. With the insurance, they cover 80%, and it makes life easier for you too. And then the next thing is religion. If you're a Christian and you cannot do without a church, there are so many churches too. Koreans do a lot for foreigners who attend their churches, but you need to do a lot for them too. So most of those churches, they preach in Korean. Most churches, if you are a foreigner in their church, they help you out a lot. There are so many people who used to go to church just for the assistance. I'm sorry, but and then if you don't mind, there are so many churches. Maybe if you are born again, there are all of those churches. They are available. You can always fellowship in your church. For Muslims, there are so many mosques. Except that in Korea, women don't go to the mosque. So if you're a lady and you are a Muslim, you have to just pray at home. Only the men go to the mosque, because I don't know, the mosques are so small, they cannot make space for the women and the men. The most important thing when you are in Korea is don't ask for, when you are asking for information, don't just depend on one person. Always ask for at least 4, 5, 6 people before you can make a decision. But if you cannot get the right information, always call. Koreans are always ready to help you with whatever information you need. Maybe like the insurance thing, if you are not sure if it's 80% or 70%, just call them. They'll tell you everything. If you are not sure how to go about it, they'll tell you. But if you ask somebody else, they might just tell you that it's 50%. So always get your information right. Always ask. When you ask, you get the right information, and when you get the right information, life is very easy for you. You live free and easy. So another thing too is where to meet people in Korea. Coming in can really be lonely. So if you are looking for friends or you are looking to date, please don't date in Korea. If you come to Korea, don't date for at least 3 months. Please don't date for at least 3 to 4 months, except you are coming to meet your partner. If you have somebody you have been talking with, you are coming to meet, it's okay to date them. But please don't date when you just come to Korea. Take that from me, from a big sister. Don't date when you just come to Korea. It has a lot of, but you understand once you get to Korea. But if you want to make friends, there are so many groups on Facebook where they just want to exchange ideas and friendships. So if you want friends, you can always make friends. And if you want to date, the dating scene in Korea is a disaster. So just take your time. If you want to date, take your time and go slow, and just be careful. I realized that I didn't conclude the video, so I'm editing like 3 weeks later, and then I see that I didn't conclude the video. So I had to just do this to say thank you so much for watching, and I hope that these tips, you find them useful. I hope that they help somebody, and thank you so much for coming back. Thank you so much for coming back.